Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet, and today I'm going to talk about finding the words, finding the lyrics perhaps, but let's just say finding the words. When I recorded rap music back in the early 1990s, few people listened. It was a blessing. I don't consider recording rap music in 2016 that many people will listen either, but I will have an international audience. I will have discerning ears critiquing things that previously discerning ears did not critique. And in this regard, I am taking very seriously the 20 years of Noble Ape Project associated with writing music, because some of that music, maybe even most of that music, has lyrics that go along with it. And I don't know, maybe Short Funk goes against this, but I am slightly verbose. I use slightly longer words than your average rap track. And in that regard, I don't want to sell out. I don't want to change my vocabulary. I just want to adapt my vocabulary to a particular genre. And I've been listening relatively broadly, particularly associated with the, how would one put it? Let's say performers that are similarly physically challenged as I am. I don't think there are going to be any meaningful video clips associated with these particular recordings. Or if they are, they might be comic book style, or I might do something relatively abstract, but I'm certainly not going to be doing any syncopated dancing associated with these lyrics. What I'm going to try to do is focus some of the elements in similar topics that I've covered here on Short Funk, in Stone Ape, potentially, other things that are just floating around in my general consciousness as I record these things together. But don't be surprised if there isn't a slight political element. Don't be surprised if there isn't a slight self-reflective element. Don't be surprised if the words are words that you might hear here or on Stone Ape, but are set to music in a very particular form. I joked with my wife that I have historically recorded a wide variety of music, including some kind of death metal stuff, and, various other kind of eclectic dance music and things. Not a lot of this stuff I've put out. The ones I consider better and maybe slightly more eclectic you've probably already heard in these Short Funk recordings. But, I have a voice that can move dynamically sufficiently to keep some folk interested. But finding the words, putting together the themes of the songs and the actual words that have to be spoken, maybe even occasionally sung, this is more important really than any of the programming, any of the elements that I've put into Noble Ape over the past maybe 5 years, potentially even a decade. Because I think the music element has a potential to go further. No one really needs to have some background in Noble Ape in order to come to the simulation, but you're probably even more likely to come to some of these ideas in a musical form, say on YouTube. And in that regard, there is no specific framing. You don't get the sense, this is this dude who records podcasts, or he's had this crazy monkey simulation for 20 years and all this kind of stuff. You're just having someone click on a link and listen to some music. And in that regard, I have to be relatively conscious that this has the ability to move outside the comfortable boundaries that I've been able to cultivate for many years. And this should be treated with some degree of respect. Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.